Every single day, we're constantly proving who we are online, right? From logging into your email to just unlocking your phone. It's this constant check-in. So today, we are pulling back the curtain on that whole process, authentication. Let's dive in. Seriously, just think about it for a second. Every day, you pick up your phone and boom, it opens right up for you. But if your friend picks it up, no way. So how does it know the difference? What is that little bit of magic happening behind the screen that confirms, yep, that's them, in like half a second? Well, it all boils down to this one really powerful idea, authentication. That's the secret sauce. It's the digital handshake that verifies you are who you say you are. Honestly, it is the gatekeeper to your entire digital life. Okay, so we've got the word for it, but what does it actually mean? Let's break down what authentication really is and why it's pretty much step one for all of cybersecurity. At its very heart, authentication is just the process of answering one single crucial question: who are you? It's how a website or an app or your phone verifies your identity before it lets you in. You can think of it like a bouncer at a club checking your ID before letting you pass the velvet rope. So, how do we actually do that? How do we prove who we are online? Well, in the world of security, it basically comes down to three fundamental methods. I like to think of them as three different types of security keys that unlock all your digital doors. The first key, and the one we all know, is something you know. This is a secret that, in theory, only you should know. We're talking about your classic password or the PIN code for your bank card. It's that secret phrase that gets you in the door. The second type of key is something you have. This is all about possession. It's a physical or digital thing that belongs to you. This could be your smartphone getting a text with a code, a special little USB security key, or even a company's smart card. The system trusts you because you have that specific item with you. And the third key, well, this one's the most personal of all. It's something you are. We're talking about biometrics, your unique biological traits. Your fingerprint, the scan of your face, the pattern of your retina, things that are, uniquely you. Okay, so we've got these three keys, but is just one of them really enough to protect your most important stuff? As you can probably guess, when you start combining these keys, your digital locks get way, way harder for anyone to pick. And that's where the real security comes from. And this lays it out perfectly. On one side, you have single-factor authentication. That just means using one key, like only a password. It's fine. It's like a simple lock on a doorknob. But on the other side, you've got multi-factor authentication, which forces you to use two or more keys. Now that is like having a heavy-duty lock and a deadbolt. The security difference is just massive. And this is the main takeaway. Multi-factor authentication, or MFA, as you'll hear it called, is pretty much the gold standard for security today. It just means a system demands proof from at least two of those different key categories we just talked about. So, for example, when you type in your password, that's something you know, and then you have to tap yes on a notification on your phone, that's something you have. That simple two-step process, that's MFA in action. All right, we've covered the big ideas. Now, let's just pull it all together into a quick little toolkit with the key terms you're going to see all the time. Think of this as your personal cheat sheet for digital identity. So, just to recap the big three, you've got your password, which is that classic secret that you know. Then you have biometrics, which is the proof of who you are, like your thumbprint. And finally, a token, which is proof of something you have, that little device or app that gives you a temporary code. Easy enough, right? So, who actually handles all of this? That's where something called an identity provider comes in. Think of services like Google or Apple, or maybe your company's login page. They're the trusted authority in the background that manages your digital identity. They're the ones who tell other apps, hey, we've checked. This person is legit. They're kind of like the official record keepers for your online self. I think this quote just nails it. It sums everything up perfectly. Having a password gets you a front door, sure. But in today's world, you absolutely, 100% need that deadbolt. And that deadbolt, that's MFA. It's probably the single best thing you can do to protect your accounts. And all this leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about for the future. We started this whole journey with something you know, the good old password. But now something you are, your face, your fingerprint, is getting so good and so easy to use. So are we heading for a future where our biometrics are all we need? A future where the password finally becomes a thing of the past? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining me on this explainer.